Have you ever promised yourself that tomorrow would be different? Tomorrow you'll wake up early. Tomorrow you'll finally start working out. Tomorrow you'll stop wasting hours on your phone. Tomorrow you'll become disciplined. But then tomorrow comes, and somehow everything changes. Your alarm rings, and suddenly 5 more minutes of sleep feels like the most important thing in the world. You have work to do, but somehow your phone ends up in your hand. You tell yourself you'll watch just one video, then another, and before you know it, an hour is gone. So, why does this keep happening? Why do we know exactly what we should do but still choose the easier option? Why is it so easy to make plans for tomorrow but so difficult to actually follow them when tomorrow finally comes? The answer isn't simply that you're lazy, there's something deeper happening inside your brain. And eventually, you start asking yourself, why can't I just be disciplined? Why can other people wake up early, exercise, and stay focused, and while I struggle to even get started? And eventually, you reach the most dangerous conclusion. Maybe you're just lazy. But that's not the full story. Here's the truth. Your brain doesn't care about your goals the way you do. It doesn't care about your perfect body, your business, your grades, or the person you want to become 5 years from now. Your brain has a much simpler mission: keep you alive and keep you comfortable. For most of human history, saving energy was a very good idea. Food wasn't always available, danger could appear at any moment, and wasting energy for no reason could literally reduce your chances of survival. So your brain learned a simple rule: if something requires unnecessary effort, avoid it. Save your energy whenever possible. The problem is, you no longer live in that world. You don't need to hunt for your dinner or run from predators. But your brain is still using many of the same ancient systems. Today, the danger isn't a wild animal. It's a difficult workout, a complicated project, a cold shower, or an alarm clock ringing at 6 in the morning. This is why motivation can feel so powerful at night. You lie in bed and make a perfect plan for tomorrow. You'll wake up early, you'll exercise, you'll work for hours without distractions. And in that moment, it all feels incredibly easy because right now, you don't actually have to do any of it. You're only imagining the future version of yourself doing the hard work. But then morning comes, the alarm rings, and suddenly the future becomes the present. Now you actually have to pay the price, and that's the moment your brain starts negotiating with you. Just 5 more minutes. You can do it later. You deserve a break. These thoughts don't feel like sabotage. They sound completely reasonable, and that's exactly why they're so powerful. Every time you listen to that voice, your brain learns something important. Discomfort can be escaped. The alarm rings, you stay in bed. The work gets difficult, you open your phone. The workout feels hard, you stop. And slowly, avoiding discomfort becomes your automatic response. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is learning from repetition. But here's the good news: if your brain can learn to avoid discomfort, it can also learn to tolerate it. Discipline isn't about becoming a person who loves doing difficult things. It's about teaching your brain that discomfort is not an emergency. You don't have to escape every difficult feeling the moment it appears. You can feel resistance and still continue. The goal isn't to eliminate discomfort. The goal is to stop treating discomfort like a signal to quit. When you feel resistance, boredom, or frustration, notice it, but don't immediately react to it. Stay with the task for just a little longer. 5 more minutes, one more page, one more repetition, and every time you do, you prove something to your brain. I can handle this. And this is how your brain starts to change, not overnight, but one small choice at a time. Every time you choose to stay instead of escape, you become stronger. Every time you tolerate a little discomfort, you build resilience. And every time you keep a promise you made to yourself, you build something incredibly important: trust in yourself. Over time, something powerful begins to happen. You stop seeing every difficult moment as a reason to quit. The discomfort is still there, but it no longer controls every decision you make. And slowly, the person who always said, "I'll do it tomorrow," becomes the person who says, "I'll do it now." Remember, this journey doesn't happen all at once. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly become perfectly disciplined. It happens one small choice at a time. One moment when you want to quit, but decide to continue. One morning when you want to stay in bed, but decide to get up. One distraction you choose to ignore. These choices may seem small, but repeated day after day, they begin to build something much bigger. You don't have to change your entire life in one day. You just have to prove to yourself that you can begin. Take the first step, do the first 5 minutes, make the difficult choice once, then do it again tomorrow. Small actions may not feel impressive, but repeated over time, they can completely change the direction of your life. You don't need perfect motivation, you don't need perfect conditions, and you don't need to become a completely different person overnight. You just need to keep choosing better, one decision at a time. Because discipline isn't about never struggling, it's about continuing to move forward even when your brain tells you to stop. So start small, keep going, and remember, you don't have to become perfect, you just have to become a little better than you were yesterday.